Next question. I'll give you guys the easier one. Which amendment allows women to vote in the United States? Which amendment allows women to vote in the United States? Which amendment allows you to vote in the United States as a woman?
Let's write something down. Okay, cause like
I don't know.
Come on, let's go.
I'm gonna give you guys 5 more seconds. Just write something down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, actually, before I say this, raise of hands who voted on the last election. Who voted?
I don't vote.
2 of y'all did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Damn.
All right. Throw them up, ladies. Throw them up.
She said, I don't
12,
vote.
I don't vote.
I don't know.
And this is exactly why we got to repeal. That's crazy. How y'all voted? Don't know the amendment that'll let y'all vote.
Damn.
Okay.
That's
The
crazy,
2 ladies that voted, y'all 2 that voted, right?
Right. I think you just need to know who the candidates are, and you should learn their policies.
Okay.
I don't know the amendments. I just put a random number, but I did.
Me too.
Let me guess. You voted
Yo,
for
girl,
you
got it
voted for
right,
Kamala?
bro.
I won't discuss.
Bro, election's over, man.
You voted for Kamala.
Election's over, man. Just, you can say it.
Say, bro.
It's Kamala.
But I voted, and I have my reasons and my research. I always
Research or you don't?
research before making a decision like that. But I think everybody should vote.
So what was the most important voting issue for you?
Voting issue?
Yeah, like what was the main thing that drove you to get to the polls and vote?
I guess sorry, I don't know why I'm putting this away. I think I should use my right. I think we.
No. I completely understand that you have your. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
My biggest issue when I went to go vote, why I voted, like the number one thing for me was foreign policy.
Okay.
So what was your number one reason
I guess
for voting?
there were many.
Was top 2 since there were many.
I guess top 2. I would say that I'm more against Trump than I am for Kamala, and I would say that one policy that I am really not okay with is.
So number 1 was keeping Trump out of office.
Yes, for me it was more yes, and
Okay.
I think that is because him talking about giving police full immunity and how bad police brutality is, and dealing with people of color. I personally don't think it would be a good idea to give them full immunity, so I disagree with that. That's one huge thing I disagree with when it comes to Trump. So for me personally, it was more I didn't agree with him and didn't want him back in office, so that's where I stand.
So
I lost like 100 followers on Instagram because of this.
what because you said you're gonna vote Trump?
Yeah, I vote. I didn't get the chance to because I was working, but I would have voted Trump.
Okay. So your 2 main
I
issues.
lost like 100. I'm not worried about that.
So wait, your 2 main issues were keeping Trump out and then Trump's policy on police brutality.
Well, keeping Trump out, yeah, based on a lot of his policies. But yeah, that's just one example.
But the chief one for you is police brutality.
Yeah, that's one of them, sure. And just his character in general. I just don't agree with him.
But police brutality is a state matter.
In what sense? What I'm saying is that where he stands on certain matters, I don't agree with him. So
but police brutality is almost always and exclusively a state matter.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes it goes federal, but a lot of times it's a state thing. So how would he?
It's not so much about what he does about it, it's how he feels about it. It's more his character for me. It's his character and how he speaks to people. I think I just don't agree with his character.
He's an easy guy to hate, but who's a better option?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
I don't hate him.
Yeah,
I don't hate him at all. I just don't.
You just don't like what he says?
I don't think that what he's for is in my best favor.
The vibes, Mar. The vibes.
Yeah.
The vibes.
As a woman of color, I don't think that he.
Were you?
Sorry?
I mean,
I'm a woman of color.
Oh yeah, you are.
Same color.
What would I be?
Also,
I'm brown.
The other thing too, also, is that to know is that like police brutality, police kill way more white people than black people. in officer-involved shootings.
Well,
like,
no, but
way
I don't
more.
want anybody to die, though. It's not just about. I don't want anybody to die at the hands of police if it's uncalled for, and if they're innocent, and if police are too quick to shoot without seeing a weapon. I think that's. Oh, that's crazy.
So you need to see the weapon to shoot, in your opinion?
See, if you have a reasonable cause to be suspicious of somebody, then I think you should defend yourself. But I just hate violence, and I think there's a lot of violence from police because they're too quick to use their guns before assessing the situation properly. And a lot of innocent people have died, and I am really against the violence. So for me, that's something that I'm just against, and something that's sad to see.
Yeah, but that's like me saying I'm against water. Violence is an inherent reality of human beings.
It is, but we can, as humans, I think we can reel back from that. Like, there's always going to be violence, but giving somebody a gun and saying, do whatever you want with it, it's okay, you're not going to be punished, then they're going to be more violent because they're not scared of the consequences.
But who gave police that? No government officials ever given police that authority.
Yeah, I'm just talking about where Trump stands in the sense of police. That's just where he stands.
I mean, he's pro law enforcement, but that doesn't mean that he's pro killing innocent people.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
think Blue Lives Matter.
I don't think that. I would hope that he's not pro killing innocent people.
Yeah, but that's like the stance you were trying to take, and that's simply not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how I just feel.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, that's just how I feel.
But is it real?
Is what real?
Is how you feel actually real?
It's your personal opinion.
Yeah, like, for example, I might feel a certain way, but doesn't mean that it's actually really happening. I'll give you an example. I walk into a dark hallway. I feel scared for my safety, but the reality is I'm very safe. No one's there. It's just me by myself. So even though I feel a certain way, that might not necessarily be representative of my surroundings. And feelings is something that you can control. So I see what you're saying. You feel like he's for people shooting police, but that's simply not true. Especially when the majority of fatalities done by police officers is on Caucasians, not on.
Dureal Frank Castle 512 tipped $35. Funny how women are quick to talk about things they've never experienced. I'm in NYC and I hope they bring back stop and frisk. NYC was much safer back then.
Also, even though they kill more white people than they kill black people, I think it's also very important to understand that stereotypes are typically rooted in reality. I'll give you an example. You been in New York City before?
One time, yes.
Okay. You been to Chicago before?
Yes.
Many times, right? Chicago?
Yes.
All right, let's say you're Chicago because you're from the Midwest. Let's say you're on the south side of Chicago. You find yourself there because you were going to a party. It's 1 o'clock at midnight, right? Or sorry, 1 o'clock in the morning. And you're walking down the street, maybe you and one of your girlfriends, right? And you see 4 to 5 African-American men coming at you with Nike sweatsuits. Are you going to A, continue walking down that street? Are you going to B, cross the street? Or C, are you going to just turn around and go the other way?
Should we write this down or?
Which one are you going to do?
If I'm in Southside Chicago, nighttime, alone with another girlfriend, you said?
Yeah, and you're walking down the street and you see 5 guys coming with hoodies on, right? And not masks or anything like that.
I mean,
but what are you going to do? Are you going to cross the street? Are you going to walk past them? Or are you going to turn around and go the
I
other
feel
way?
like I need more information. Like if they have like shiesties and they're
No. Just not. It's cold. It's Chicago.
Oh, so
Just wearing sweaters.
if they don't seem to be worried about me or like looking at us plotting or whatever, then I would ignore them and just.
But realistically, what are you going to do?
I'm going to.
I mean,
Keep it
yeah,
1,000.
it just depends on what they're doing.
Okay,
For me,
just walk
for
by.
me,
So you can't make yourself the red flag or seem like you're already scared. 'cause
So
not,
if
not,
they
now
were
you're
looking,
easy. You're a
if they were
target.
looking at us a certain way, then I would probably move us away from them. But if they're just minding their business, then I'm gonna keep going. I think it just depends.
Look, you don't want to be real because you don't want to.
I don't know what you're asking.
This is what
That's
you're
my
gonna do.
honest opinion.
This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna cross the street and continue on the path that you were on. That's what you're more than likely gonna do. And the reason for that is because you know in your mind, number one, you're a woman. Number two, it's late at night, and you know that though these individuals that are walking towards you might not be criminals, there is a likelihood that they could be. And you understand that stereotypes is nothing more than pattern recognition. So you have to make a split-second decision. Am I going to go ahead and be a social justice warrior and walk down the street and test my luck because I want to be, I'm a woman of I trust this? Or are you going to be more practical and say, well, these people, high likelihood they're good people, but I know in the back of my mind, a disproportionate amount of violent crime in the United States is committed by so let me not take my chances. I'm going to cross the street. That's what you're going to err on. You might not admit it here because it might look bad, but stereotyping is rooted in reality, and everyone does it.
If it was late at night, black, white, like men, they're all for me, I see them, they're the same threat. They're the same threat to me. If you're saying statistically that are more dangerous, I don't know. Men are just, I just see them as men. I wouldn't, I would handle the situation, like I said, based on their demeanor and how they're acting, not based on their color. If a white man was walking towards me and looking some funny type of way, then I would be cautious just if he was black,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, I understand that, but the point I'm trying to make is that you're making that decision off of preconceived notions. The skin color is not as important as you already have a preconceived notion and you're making an adjustment on that preconceived notion. He could be purple. But the point is that you know that this isn't good, and you know that it doesn't even have to be black. You know men are the main arbiters of violence. So you're like, I'm going to cross the street.
Right.
So there's stereotypes and, presuppositions that you have on groups of people all the time. But I just find it interesting how, like, people try to, like, demonize you for, like, having these thoughts. Everyone is to a degree. Yeah. It's just a matter of how willing are you to be honest about it, right? So, anyway, did you vote for Kamala as well?
I did.
You did? Damn, we got to take away. Man, thank God she didn't win.
I know you lied.
Why'd you vote for her? Just out of curiosity. No, not you, her.
I voted for her because
Keep Trump out?
No, actually, I just wanted to see history be made. That, and also
get a black woman in.
Yeah, had a history. You know what I'm saying, and be able to say I lived. And to experience that.
Look, and people call me assholes. People call me an asshole when I say, like, I don't think to vote.
Wow.
I really don't think y'all should. Hey, hold on. There's a reason for it.
Okay.
There's a reason for it.
Okay.
How dare you? I mean, I think it's kind of crazy to vote for somebody because, like, hey, I don't really care about the policy, but she's a woman like me, and we got the same skin color. Let's put her in the White House. Like, I think that's kind of crazy.
Well, we did it with Obama, so.
Obama, no, but.
Yeah, but Obama was far more competent than Kamala Harris.
Obama was also for the rainbow community, so a lot of his stuff affected not black people. It was for, the rainbow people.
So guys, quick word from our sponsor real fast. You know we don't mess around when it comes to leveling up, and that goes for your coffee too. If you're still drinking that sugary shit, you're already started your morning off wrong. 1775 Coffee's protein creamer is what real men use to start their day. 10 grams of whey protein per serving, designed to build muscle and boost metabolism. Most people are tossing whey protein into their coffee, but we took it a step further and made a creamer with whey protein already built in, no added sugar, just protein. They just dropped this protein creamer along with a whole new lineup. In addition to the classic dark and medium roast, you'll find new coffee pods and a brain-boosting mushroom blend that'll have you focused like a sniper locked in on CNN. Don't start your morning funding the woke mob and dumping garbage into your body. Do it right with 1775 Coffee. Use code FRESH to get 15% off. Guys, I'm drinking 1775 Coffee right now, man. As we walk it like we talk it over here, guys, and they got one that has a protein blend, man, so definitely go show them support. Shout out to 1775 Coffee.